Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is March 16th, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery here, and you can see all this cold air spilling out across the Gulf of Alaska, coming across the Aleutian Islands out here, helping to build somewhat of a ridge here across Pacific Northwest. We're going to get a couple warm days out of this, probably Friday and Saturday. I mean, today was not going to be too bad across Pacific Northwest as well. Plentiful sunshine across the area here, and then we're going to have a couple weak systems trying to get in here, but they'll be falling apart as they get towards the coastline. But by the time we get towards next week, we're going to start to bring the trough closer to the west coast of North America, and we'll go over some of those details as well as we look to remain active after this stretch of nice few days here. But Sunday's kind of right on the borderline there. We'll see how warm Sunday is going to be. We might end up getting another nice day out of Sunday as well. We'll take a look at that. Looking at Seattle, again, another day below average through March 15th. Now we have not been above average yet, 51 degrees, but it was a nice day out there for many areas. Lots of sunshine. Nowhere near those record highs back in 1947, 2019, for example. No rainfall recorded. This is the overnight low temperatures. There's the National Weather Service, Pendleton, Oregon, with this. Check it out. Look at Meacham, Ellensburg, Stampede Pass. Some pretty chilly temperatures showing up there with the clearing. Behind that weak system we had go through here, you can see Sisters, Bend, Walla Walla down to freezing there as well. This is late season snow statistics for Spokane. Latest snow here. Look at this, May 11th, 1967. Average last snow greater than 1 inch is about March 9th. So we may be past the point of getting that 1+ inch snowfall across Spokane, but you can see the average last snowfall of a 10th inch or greater is April 3rd. And the latest snow, 10th of an inch or later, May 21st, 2004. That's getting pretty far out there into spring. That's only a month away from summer and only about 10 days away from meteorological summer. Now, taking a look at the current hazards, you can see not much going on across Pacific Northwest. Here we go for the temperatures coming up here. This is for today, Western Washington. You can see getting up into maybe the mid 50s for some areas. Then as we go on in through Friday, check it out, up towards 60 degrees for a lot of the Puget Sound, all the way up to southwest BC and well into the 50s as we go. You can see the coastal areas getting some warmth as well. Now check out Saturday here. Look at this. You might see some widespread 60s across the area. You're going to see some people out swimming in some of the waterways here with these kind of temperatures. Now, as we go into Sunday here, it cools down a bit here, but there's going to be some clouds in a system trying to get in here. We'll see how this goes and how this trends over the next couple of days. But check out Eastern Washington, still staying warm as well. Some 60-degree readings, maybe down towards the Tri-City areas as well. Now taking a look at Portland, Willamette Valley here, something similar as you can see as we go on into a Friday here. Let me show that. Let's back up a little bit there. There's Friday's high temperature somewhere around 60 for the Willamette Valley. As you go into Saturday, though, look at this. Probably some widespread 60s here. And you can see the warm up across portions of eastern Washington. Go on to Sunday, a little bit of a cool down with the potential for that next system trying to get in here. Now we're looking at Idaho and Montana here. Let's go ahead and scroll through here. It's much cooler out there, but you can see down across the valley there, Boise, Twin Falls, warming up a bit here as we go through the weekend. Here we go on into Saturday and then eventually Sunday here as well. So some areas starting to warm up a bit. Look at Billings getting up into the 50s there as well. So taking a wider look at things here, you can see the ridging and we're kind of being shielded from any precipitation here for the next couple of days. A couple weak systems try to get in here as we go through Friday. Thing falls apart as it gets towards the coastline. Next system here is falling apart as well as we get in towards the day Sunday. So we might get another decent day out of Sunday before some of this light precipitation and some of these clouds try to move in here. If we look at this is the simulated infrared satellite imagery here, and you can see nice sunny day today. Again tomorrow, but by tomorrow afternoon and evening, you're going to notice some high clouds trying to get in here with that dissipating system as it reaches Pacific Northwest. Then the next system rolls through here Saturday, going on into Sunday here. So you can see some clouds associated with it, but still not a very strong system. But as we go out in the future here, we're going to get a better trough setting up off the coastline here as you can kind of see that colder air moving down towards Pacific Northwest as we go through later next week. We'll watch that as we go day at a time. Those details are going to change at this range. This is looking at the 500 millibar height, somewhere up towards 18,000 feet. Ridge is developing here across the Pacific Northwest. And troughing just continuing to churn out here. It's eventually going to build off the coastline here. So we'll see how this impacts us. But as we go through the extended portion later next week, you can see some activity moving down across Pacific Northwest as we're going to be colder than normal again at some point, probably later next week. We'll continue to watch those details as they come in. This is Seattle, Tacoma. You can see the model's been picking up on these warm days for quite a while now. This goes all the way back to March 11th during the afternoon when they started picking up on Friday and Saturday, really being quite nice days. And the temperature's actually trending upwards a little bit here for Saturday. So good news here for spring weather lovers. And Sunday trended up a little bit here as well. Might get the mid-50s or upper 50s here by Sunday as well before we start to cool down again. This is the Tri-Cities off in eastern Washington. You can see some 50s showing up here all the way in through next week as well before that trough starts to set up across our area later on through next week. This is looking at a wider view of things here, 6-hour, 2-meter temperature. As we go through here, you can see the warm-up today. Now, here's Friday afternoon. You can see that warm-up here across many areas west of the Cascades. And there goes Saturday. Probably going to be the warmest day here Saturday as you get a lot of 60-degree readings west of the Cascades, even on in through some of the Tri-City areas, the lower elevations of eastern Washington and Oregon. You can still see the higher terrain, though. It's going to be quite chilly, though, comparatively. And then as we go through Sunday, maybe one more fairly warm day before we start to switch over and get some troughing off the coastline. This is looking at the avalanche danger. You can see down here. If we click on that, the sawtooth down here, avalanche center, still some high avalanche danger there. Still moderate for the Cascades of Oregon, Washington, Blue Mountains, and on through western Montana and some of the Idaho Panhandle as well. This is the monthly temperature outlook. This just came out this morning. And look at for April, below average. You guys ready for a below average April temperature-wise coming up here? Yeah, not my first choice here, but maybe that'll mean some thunderstorms and some active weather here across the area. Maybe we'll build up the snowpack here as well across some of the higher terrain. So you got to look at the positive side of things sometimes. Now, taking a look here, the drought monitor. This is brought out today as well, and you can see California is improving there. Washington remains drought-free except for the very extreme northeast corner. Got included in a little bit of drought there. Not a big deal right now. But if we look at the 2-week slider, check it out, you can see, not much change really across Washington and Oregon, except they removed some of the severe drought for extreme southwest Oregon there. Take a look at eastern Oregon. I'm probably going to look into this a little bit more, and I may even go down there and try to interview some people and see how the drought conditions are affecting people across Crook County down there. I know the reservoir level is around 10%. It's, pretty dire situation out there. I might go down and take a closer look myself. I've not been able to find extreme detail browsing the web. So anyway, if you guys have any information on that, leave it in the comments below here, and maybe we can get a chat going about that. But anyway, I might go check that out here in the next month or two. This is precipitation departure from average in inches here from March 16th, 2021. So for the last 2 years here, and you can see how western Oregon, northern Washington here, western Washington, and a lot of eastern Washington have been below average here over the last couple of years. So that's why Oregon's kind of still locked in the drought here. And it is abnormally dry across Washington here, but luckily we're not considered in drought conditions. That could change, though, coming up here. And this is the U.S. Seasonal Drought Outlook here released today as well. And you can see drought development likely across some of the Cascades, maybe east slopes of Washington here. And you can see drought persist across much of Oregon here. And that extends off into Idaho, western Montana as well. But it looks like some of Washington might get back into drought conditions. As you saw, we've been pretty dry over the last 2 years or so. So, enjoy these nice couple of days coming up here all the way through Saturday, most likely Saturday being the warmest. Maybe one more nice day Sunday as we go on for places west of the Cascades. So anyway, we'll watch this troughing as it tries to set up here. Then we'll get some more details on the timing of those systems associated with that troughing here on the west coast of North America. And so I'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow, same time, same place. Do the daily briefing, and we'll try to pinpoint those systems a little bit better here. But enjoy that nice weather out there and lots of sunshine. So enjoy it before we turn back colder again next week. So anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.